We just got a huge live stream with a big changes on March for almost every class, and Renegades are coming back in a very interesting way with new mechanics. Let's talk about it. Subscribe to the channel for more content like this, and let's get into it. So the new patch has a lot of new things, and I'm gonna be a little bit of a summarizing, and then I'll give you guys the whole stream of when I went in and I went through thing for thing, so you can guys have a better idea of what actually happened. But the summary is Elementalists got some things changes on the Arcane guideline, made them, for example, Elemental Search interact with Arcane Brilliance, Wave, Shield, and Power and Blast in different ways. They also made some buffs for Dagger Catalyst, because in PP it wasn't really doing that well. Tempest got his Alacrity in Warber's World just deleted, because, and there you're gonna see this a lot in this patch, that a lot of Alacrity and Quickness on Warber's World it's not gonna be a thing anymore. At least giving them to other players very consistently, as they said that it was just not good for the meta. It was Quickness and Alacrity is supposed to be something that, especially in competitive game modes, something that has to happen not 100% of the time, just a little bit from time to time, so use it for bursts. You shouldn't have 20% cooldown reduction all the time, and it was too much right now. And they also made they made Wash the Pain Away and a bit bigger. Engineer made Rifle got a bit more, a bit better in PvP, right? They also made Glue Shots from Pistol a bit more powerful in PvE. It does a bit more damage. What else? They made some actual buffs for heal mech, in terms of not only how they apply Alacrity, but also how the blast, the kits and the heal abilities on the kits work, and how good they are. Apparently they're gonna be better. Hostmith, more damage as well. Guardian, Cell of Defense, the Sword 3. Now you can move with it. Fucking cool. Philosopher's Wrath gives you super speed. Awesome. Some changes to a few abilities. Glacial Heart. Now you heal every time you disable someone. But awesome as well. Willbender. Ooh, they got some changes as well. Some reworks on how some of these abilities work. They're gonna be faster. They're gonna be more damage. They're gonna be more easy to use and less easy to fail. And Heaven Spell now kills people on their down state, and it makes you evade. Awesome. Data Scourge was reworked, so people actually use it. Now you get more damage with it. Actually cool as well. Chrono gets a bit nerfs because, well, in Warber's World, because holy fuck, it's always been very, very, very good and very important in the meta. Maybe this will make someone else take that spot, but Chrono probably will still be useful. Mirage, Power Mirage is coming. Isn't that cool? Literal, Great Sword Mirage is gonna happen. We'll see if it actually works out, but that's what they're trying to do here. Pretty cool. Virtuoso is gonna be powered. Virtuoso is gonna be way easier to use and way more useful. You're gonna send. There we go. You're gonna send more swords on your head. You're gonna generate more of them, so you can just blast them all the time. Necro. Some changes in a signet. They're gonna make. I don't know. This is a bit controversial one, but. I don't know that much about this one in particular. There's people saying it's good because it makes you take less damage, but you're also clearing less conditions. Yeah. Scourge is getting nerfed in Warber's World heavily, and it no longer provides Alacrity. Instead, it provides a Vigor in Warber's World. Harbinger is being prepared for Sword powers coefficient on Harbinger and traits. It's becoming more powerful, so you can scale better with your power weapons that are coming, and they're also giving they're gonna make it give protection, which makes it very more useful in a group. It gives something else other than just damage. Ranger Hammer is getting buffed, bigger, faster, and more damage, which is very cool. And they reworked a few things here, a few traits. Now this one, look at this one, Carnivore. It has been replaced in the Grandmaster, previously held by Emphatic Bond. Stealth. Steal health from enemies when you or your pet disable them. That's awesome. So use healing every time you disable someone. With Hammer, that's gonna be great. Let's see what else. Druid. Druid is just the same thing, like Alacrity. Now instead of Alacrity, you give Might in Warber's World and PP. Yeah, as the same that Scourge and Scourge and what was the first thing that we talked about? Oh, an Elementalist had, right? So, you know, they just want the quickness and alacrity to be worse in, to be less prevalent in Warver's World. Untamed, oh, they fixed the bug on Untamed, so now whenever you're auto-attacking, it doesn't cancel your ambush attack, which it definitely sucked, so very good thing. Renegade absolutely is getting, oh my god, we're gonna, you know, you should definitely stay for the rest of the video when I talk more in depth about this, but it's awesome. They reworked every one of their abilities, of the summons of Break Racer, Drag Racer, and Razor Claw, and Ice Racer. All of them work differently now. They do different things, and when you put one, the next one is gonna be enhanced and do something else. Break Racer gives Berry when it gets enhanced. Drag Racer gets resistance. Razor Claw gives torment, and Ice Racer chills people, right? And how it's gonna work is that you're gonna put one, the next one's gonna be enhanced, then you're gonna put another one that is not gonna be enhanced because it's not gonna repeat, and then the one after that is gonna be enhanced again. Pretty cool. Vindicator getting nerfed in Warver's World as he was way too good. Yeah. Oh, also drop the hammer. The hammer 5 is gonna make it so it's no longer ground targeted. It's just gonna be boop. It's gonna target someone and it's gonna just land there. Thief, Deadeye was doing too little damage, they buffed it. And they're making Rifle pierce instead of just not pierce because it was kind of weird. Why did that happen? That's yeah, it's a Deadeye. It's a sniper. It should pierce. That makes sense. Oh, and also doing oh yeah, Vigorous Recovery. This has been rewarded and ramed to pumping up. Good name. Gain might when you dodge. They've been doing this. You're gonna see this in the rest of the video, but there's a lot of things that happen when you dodge. It's going to be very interesting to see how that ends up working. They're heavily leaning into that, which is very interesting to me, but we'll see. And Warrior, they are making Greatsword better in PP because people were not using it. Arcane Slice and 100 Blades, cool abilities. Sword also is getting better because we were not using it. Last Stand gives more barrier, preparing for Heal Warrior. And Berserker, they're made some of the weapons, adrenaline hits, do more damage as they were not doing damage because people were just using longbow and mace and nothing else. So keeping them a bit up so people actually change to other weapons instead of using the same one over and over again. Look at that, Wild Blow from 0.01 to 1.7 in PP and Warver's World. Crazy. But it no longer has a knockdown. It dazes instead, but it's also unblockable, so very huge. There you go. I'll talk about more in depth now in the video. Ellie, even some Catalyst buffs in PvP, some Arcane stuff buffs as well, because nobody used Arcane ever, or in very, very specific situations. Tempest, they made Alacrity not happening in Warver's World, but they buffed Tempest, and you're gonna see this a little bit. That happened a lot in this patch. They took things away, like Alacrity and all this other stuff, from certain classes, but then they buffed a little bit to, you know, compensate to it, right? They also, yeah, the same thing happened with, like, they brought some more damage up, because probably otherwise what's gonna happen is that, you know, you're not gonna have enough damage to, like, kill anyone, because you no longer have any alacrity or any quickness, right? So I think overall it seems like they're kind of de-power creeping Warver's World a lot, which is kind of, it sounds good. I think that's good. I think it's good. Yeah. Engineer in this update. I think what happened? Oh, they changed rifle. That was kind of cool. Glue sharp on the first. There is the cooldown. It's gonna be more spammy. I don't know if I like that much. I'm not sure if I like that. It's like I feel like rifles. Well, they did say in PP only, to be fair. So I actually don't play rifle that much on PvP on Mac or whatever, honestly. So maybe it'll be good. Like, honestly, I'm not really completely sure. In PvE it does feel very spammy, but I guess in PvP you end up using it more for utility. So I guess it's okay to lower the cooldown. Glue shot, they made the damage a bit more higher. It was probably already used. I know this, as I said, that it kind of sucks that, you know, an utility ability is being used as something else in utility and just for damage. But to be honest, I feel like it was already used for damage. And they didn't buff it, they just changed it so it's bigger cooldown. and the same, you know, it essentially made it more or less the same amount of damage, right? The thing is, though, and I think that's kind of interesting, is that whenever you have an ability that is damage and utility, and you have a higher cooldown, you can decide better if you want to use it for utility or for or for damage, right? You can be like, oh wait, I'm gonna use glue shot, instead, you know, I'm gonna save it a little bit more now because I'm gonna use it later, you know, instead of just spamming it all the time. But what else? There's a lot of medkit stuff here that I'm not really sure about that much. I'm not gonna lie. That one I am kind of confused because I don't play heal mech. But what do they do? Skill now can auto attack allies, increase the angle of the skill. That seems like a buff to me. Okay, like being able to, you know, med blast auto attack allies, you know, and just it's just gonna be easier to target and heal your allies. It seems like better. Infusion bomb. Fix an issue that causes the booms from the skill to have a lower duration than intended in PvE. Seems like a buff to me as well. Infusion bomb. Okay, yeah. Granite barrier. Fix an issue that prevents the skill from triggering relic of fireworks. That's gonna be a big. Oh, that's interesting actually. That's gonna be a buff for. Yeah, it's gonna be a buff, right? For damage, right? For sure. Automatic medical response is straight to reward. Grants generation to nerve balance when you use a healing skills tool with skill. And what this used to be, automated medical response. There was 2. What did it used to be? Now it grants regeneration when you use a heals toolkit skill, and it used to be heal skills are recharged when you are struck with below the threshold. I mean, that is. I mean, in PvE, this doesn't seem very useful. I don't know if you took it anyways. It's a major trade. I mean, it seems like a better trade now. Probably even in PvP. I guess in PvP could be a bit less useful. Regeneration is so good. This actually seems like a big buff to how much healing you can do with and how much regeneration uptime you're gonna have with heal mech or scrapper for that matter. I guess we're gonna have to see. I don't know if it interacts with some other trait. I'm not really sure, but it seems like a buff overall. Worst case scenario, you don't take it, but it's a better trade now. Mech class trade has been rewarded. Again, resistant on dodging. They've been doing a lot of stuff with dodging now. I wish the dodging stuff would be. I mean, in trades, I guess it doesn't really make sense. Because I was thinking, like, I like the idea of, like, when you actually succeed a dodge, you know, something happens. But, like, that's probably gonna be a bit harder to do, especially in PvE. And you're just not gonna take the trait, which kind of sucks, right? So if that's the case, it probably makes sense that you. But I just don't like the fact that maybe you end up like spamming dodge all the time for this to happen, right? Ideally, you want to use it interactively. Oh, we need this thing, and oh, I'm gonna dodge instead of ability. I'm gonna dodge in order to get this effect. That's nice. But if you can just permanently dodge all the time, I don't know about that one. Bulgar down, this trait now triggers when disabling an enemy instead of when critical striking. I think that's good. I mean, I don't like the whole like critical strike something happens because you have usually most of the time like 100% crit. I guess in healing builds you don't, but why make it like RNG or just 100% of the time? Better make it intentional. You press a button, this happens because it has interaction with it. I think that's good. Holsmith, they just got power, dude, absolutely fucking insane damage. Okay, Pog. More damage, laser disc, blade burst, photon, well, less reduction in terms of cooldown, right? That makes more damage, right? You press it more times. Pretty cool stuff, I think. They also make it so particular accelerator increase the power efficiency from 0.7 to 1 in PvE only and increase damage. Increase when above 100% from 20 to 50% in PvE only. Very cool. Very cool. Mechanical genius. I like the meme with the mechanist, right? With the mech. Reduce the recharge penalty for mech command skills when they're far away from the mech from 50% to 20. So that's a big buff because people would complain about mech all the time because like we can't control it, and now whenever the mech is not there, it fucking I get a debuff and I can't do anything with the mech skills. It's like okay, but now it's gonna be less. They went from 50% penalty to 20% penalty. So seems like it was a bit too much beforehand, right? Stealth defense. Now you can move. That's sword 3 on Guardian. You can move around with it. Isn't that cool? I think that's pretty cool. Feel My Wrath gives you super speed. It's kind of good because you Feel My Wrath, I don't think you took it that much. Unless you're playing like alone or you're playing quickness. Why would you use it? But now you can use it for super speed. That's cool. That's the second thing that you can use with it. It's not too powerful. It's not completely boring. Maybe you'll take it in PvP instead of Renewed Focus. Honestly, probably not, because Renewed Focus is way too good. But who knows? Maybe people will find a way. Bigger's position. This now traits triggers when dodging instead of when critically striking, and no longer has internal cooldown. Same thing with what happened with the dodge beforehand, right? Just you dodge, and something happens. Pretty cool, and you get bigger. That makes sense. You dodge, consume your vigor, you get more vigor. It makes sense. Focus Mastery protection from this trait will now apply when Shield of Wrath expires instead of when it activates. That's pretty better quality of life. It's a bit easier to. Well, is it actually expires? I guess you want to use it after the shield expires, right? Because otherwise you're not really using the protection that much, right? Fuck. Increase the duration. Increase the duration of Lesser Litany of Wrath from 3 seconds to 4 seconds. Okay, so they just made it so you heal more with that, right? Because this redemption, it would trigger, and then you get the thing that you get more, you life steal damage essentially. And now you're gonna make it bigger. Plug. This trait no longer chills and damages enemies. Oh yeah, Glacial Heart. They made it so you no longer chills, which is a bit weird. I mean, I don't think it's really that big of a deal. I think it was some cool RP that you get a Glacial Hammer and you chill. But now you disable people instead, right? Oh wait, no, forget it. No, my bad. Damages enemies that you disable, this will no longer happen. And instead it heals the user when disabling, immobilizing, and chilling an enemy. I think that's cool, actually, It's still like, when you do something that stuns you, that chills you, something like that, then you get something from it. Chilling, I mean, is it really that useful most of the time? Probably not, so this way, I think it's a bit better. Flash combo, on Willbender, you now gain access to repose as long as you complete the skill. Even if you do not land all 5 hits. I think that makes sense, because sometimes the person would, move out of your punches, and then you will get nothing. You're like, oh, fuck me, I guess. So now, now it will happen as long as you don't cancel it. You'll get repose anyways, and you'll be able to teleport back. And repose is no longer an attack. The skill now heals and removes condition from you after shadow stepping back into your original position. It seems like Willbender in PP is going to be way more powerful. Still, it's strong in PP modes. Yeah, but I don't think anyone took Glacial Heart, did I? I think this is also very good. This is very good. Anyways, right? Glacial Heart now, I think, even in PvP. Roiling Light. Yeah, they really wanted to make the abilities that Willbender has, like all the rolls and spins and flips to be a bit better. And I think that's a good idea. Heaven's Bomb. Oh yeah, Rolling Light. Reduce the roll duration from 0.75 seconds to 0.5 seconds, so a bit easier to use instead of being rolling down in the floor forever. The roll distance is unchanged. Yeah, just make the ability faster to happen, right? I think it's a good idea. Because nobody used it, and it was a bit weird. It's a bit weird of an ability. What did it do, by the way? Rolling Light. Break stuns and dodge backward. I guess you just want it for the break stun, right? So the faster you do it, the better. And it gives you quickness, actually. That's gonna... No, it doesn't. You give resistance. Alright. Yeah, that's good. Yeah. Okay. Oh, wait. Actually, Rolling Light, it also does a second thing. Quiver Division. Lunges forward and unleash the disorienting strike at your foe, dazing them. So their daze is gonna be a bit faster. Alright. That sounds honestly like a buff. A lot of things are getting buffed, actually. Things that were not very useful beforehand, right? Heaven's Bomb. This is actually so cool. This skill now evades attacks and finishes your target foe if you're downed and no other enemies are nearby. That's the big, the big teleport on Willbender that just teleport and you use your hand and just push them into the ground. That's so cool. You evade someone and you down them if they're close to you. It's kind of like a banner. That's so cool. And I don't think it's gonna be that powerful, mainly because you're competing with Renewed Focus. So yeah, sure. I mean, it is gonna be good, but you're gonna have an actual thing that you can replace Renewed Focus with, maybe. Good counterplay to build into it. Yeah, I think it's good. Deathless Charge, Courage. This trait no longer removes ages from Courage. Reduce the duration of courage, or causes enemies' deaths to increase the duration of courage. This trait now grants a Guardian Strike and condition damage reduction while courage is active. Deathless Courage, what the fuck does that do? Oh, I remember this. Oh, that is so... Nobody uses this, it's pretty sad. So now it was killing a foe extends the duration of courage up to a maximum duration. You don't usually kill a lot of stuff, and I mean, no one takes this. You cannot be downed while courage is active. Courage no longer grants Aegis, and its initial duration is reduced. Yeah, it was just too good. It's just too bad. Like, you get no Aegis when you use F3, right? Like, why? Why would I ever need this? And why are you killing people? Like, this is like a PvP trait, and you never use it because, like, you're not gonna be killing people all the time. It's too risky. Yeah, so now this trait now grants the Guardian Strike damage and condition damage reduction while courage is active. It's a bit more boring, but I guess it just makes you do more damage. And it's not, but also it doesn't completely destroy your fucking, it just, it used to have so many downsides. Right? I think it makes sense. It makes it a bit more boring, but I mean, you can win them all, guys. Mesmer. So I think Chrono gonna be deleted here. No field, reduce the field duration from 5 seconds to 6 seconds in War as well only. There's a number of pulses from 6 to 3 in War as well only. Jesus. Mantle concentration increases the cooldown from 15 seconds to 25 seconds. War as well, Chrono. I mean, it was very, very powerful. Okay, so it makes sense that it got deleted a little bit. This trait has been reworked. Gain bigger when you evade an attack. This trait now gives additional increased personal fear duration from Master and Fencer. So yeah, it seems like the heal Chrono stuff is getting a bit deleted, but the other stuff maybe not so much. Reduce the shared Kalos aura duration from 4 seconds to 2 seconds in War's World only. This trait no longer increases the duration of glamour skills. This trait no longer affects nerve balance and pulls conditions from the player. Yeah, they do seem like they nerfed. I mean, Chrono's always been very good. Like, I think it's okay to bring it down a little bit with, to other specs, right? Chronomancer, but it's kind of crazy because they mostly deleted the core things that Chrono uses, right? Not so much, actual Chrono. Well, recognition, this skill now grants allies of 3 stacks of stability for 5 seconds in the first pulse. Nice. I think they said that it's just gonna be like, hey, now it's gonna be a bit more powerful at the start, not so much afterwards, right? Phantom Racer, increase the power coefficient from 0 to 1. Oh yeah, Mirage. They made so like Mirage power is actually maybe do some damage and you can actually play with it. That's gonna be very interesting to see if it actually works. Who knows? I hope it does. Because I do like the, great sword, like, beam attack. Maybe out attack, power Mirage is gonna happen. That'd be cool. Virtuoso, Sword of Decimation. This skill now applies its bonus effect and additional defense damage on defined foes. Yeah, they made the Sword Virtuoso a bit better to play with Power Virtuoso, right? Because, yeah, and this is actually cool. This trait now responds 2 blades after casting a Blade Stone skill with 5 blades in addition to its previous effect, so Infinite Forge. So he's gonna get more blades all the time. So it's gonna be a bit easier to generate, you're just gonna be spamming your swords all the time, which is actually pretty cool on Virtuoso. Yeah, it's cool. Necromancer, oh yeah, support War Result also got kinda memed, because, well, they bring Alacrity. And the fucking transfusion chain wasn't enough. They have to lead Alacrity as well. I mean, they're doing that to everything. It would be weird that just Scourge can bring Alacrity, right? Oh, they also made so Plague Signet doesn't, it gives less, it transfers less conditions. But instead it gives you more, incoming condition damage, reduced condition damage to the user. To make it a bit more consistent with the condis you want to cleanse. This trait now also grants, Sin of Suffering, this trait now also grants Signet skills to steal life from enemies to strike. Some more stealing, feels good. No more life stealing. Wall of Power reduces the cooldown from 30 seconds to War's World in PP. I mean, sure, I guess so. Scourge, yeah, they kinda, they did a Scourge. They made it disappear. Yeah, Servant Siphon, Sandstorm Shroud, Sands Cascade, more cooldown. And of course, also Desert Empowerment no longer brings Alacrity, it gives bigger instead. Yeah, Harbinger. This trait has been reworked. Oh, the Vials. Yeah, they're trying to make Harbinger power a thing, right? This trait has been reworked. The trait now causes Elixir skills to grant protection. I think that's good. I think, you know, giving Harbinger some protection, some more utility, because it was kind of like, oh, just do damage, and it doesn't even do that much damage. But now, at least it gives protection, right? Feels good. And they made it do more damage in power as well. Feels good. So the swords don't just, you know, so power, Harbinger with sword is a thing, you know? Ranger, increase the power coefficient. Oh yeah, they made, wait, are you talking about, Yeah, I think they're just making power a bit better, right? Because Conde was like doing too much. Oh, and they also made the, oh my god, it's so cool. They made the fucking hammers. Huge. Bigger damage, faster attacks, awesome. I think that's actually very cool. Oh, they also made the carnivore stuff. This trait has been added to the Grandmaster chair slot previously held by empathic bond. Still held from enemies when you or your pet disable them. So you're just gonna have perma life still by disabling people with your hammer. That's kind of cool, actually. Yeah, I think that's actually kind of cool. They moved traits a lot here. They may refine toxics. They removed it and replaced it with the survival instincts, for example. Gain increased outstriking damage and reduce incoming strike damage. Increased outgoing strike damage when above 50% health. And they removed empathic bond, replacing with a shared in anguish. This trait now classes conditions and swapping pets instead of using a bit of when using a beast skill. I guess that makes sense because, well, you know, sometimes you also want to spam the base skills. So now when swapping pets, you can, well, I guess you, yeah, I mean, you don't swap pets that much on purpose. It's almost like utility sometimes. So I guess it's going to be more interactive, right? You press the button, something happens, you know? Druid Grazelang, as we said before, same thing that with Scourge Alacrity, deleted, now it grants Might. Although Might is very good in Warfor's Will as well, so it's actually not that bad. Natural Balance, this trait no longer increases strike damage. This ground now grants boon duration. Interesting. I will read that comment later. Well, you know, let me just finish with this. Although it's not that much longer, actually. Unleash ambush skills no longer automatically used when auto attack is enabled. Oh yeah, because on Tamos, like, you know, you were like auto attacking and then randomly, you know, you wanted to use your ambush attack and then the fucking thing would bug and you would auto attack and replace your ambush skill. Not good. So good, you know, good the fact that, you know, they're not gonna, you know, it's not gonna happen anymore. On natural traversal, this skill now grants quickness instead of might. Increase the vulnerability stack up level to from 2 to 10. I think this is for you only, right? So I guess it makes the ability a bit faster in PP or whatever, right? But this is not gonna be very important in PvE, right? Revenant. Oh, Revenant. Oh my god, guys. Renegade is back. Holy shit. Also, they deleted a Vindicator, okay, in Warfor's World because it was too powerful. It's probably still powerful, by the way, but it's just not gonna be insanely fucking OP, right? And drop the hammer. They made it so, you know, instead of targeting your, you know, your big hammer that, you know, put on the floor, you target someone and you just whoop, it goes there. And it's faster. I'm not sure if I like the fact that you don't ground target it. I kind of like that, but the fact that it's faster, it's very slow, so I think it makes sense. Oh, but Renegade, guys, this is so cool. I'm not gonna read this. I'm gonna explain it to you. That Renegade, now, holy shit, it no longer is gonna be that, hey, you put your stances and then just, you know, keep doing damage, keep doing stuff all the time. Instead, it's gonna be like, it does a lot of things at the start, and then the next time you use another thing, it actually will get buffed. You get band together, right? So when band together happens, your next legendary skill activates instantly and it's enhanced. Activating a legendary Renegade skill in this way does not trigger band together again. So essentially, you will get, you know, one stance, boom, the next one gets band together. You will activate it instantly and it's gonna be enhanced. For example, Bastion is gonna get Barrier. Daring, Dark Razor Daring is gonna give resistance. Raise Claw Rage is gonna give inflict to enemies, and Izar's Ire is gonna give inflict chilled when it's enhanced. And it's gonna be like, hey, you put one, the one gets enhanced. You put one, the other one gets enhanced. So you actually do wanna kind of think about what you want to be enhanced, you know, which is actually kind of a cool interaction there. That's a bit of a, you know, it's gonna need a bit of skill. Very cool. Very, very, very cool thing. Oh, and also, Soul Clave's Summit. I don't think that gets enhanced because it's an upkeep, right? But it reduces the cast time from 1 to 0.5 seconds, reduces the energy cost from 10 to 5, and reduces the energy upkeep from 6 to 5. In addition to its current effects, Lieutenant Olefa Soulclave will now strike nearby enemies and heal nearby allies when another warband member is summoned. So you want to pair them up with the other ones. So each time you use the other abilities, boom, you heal other people. Isn't that cool? Kind of a cool ability, kind of a cool interaction there. Vindicator, a bit of a nerf, you know. This skill, Imperial Impact, this skill no longer extends boons on allies, increases the protection duration. So essentially it just makes it so that, you know, duration's gonna go back up, but they just no longer extends boons on the allies, just on you essentially. I guess you could argue, right? So there you go. Well, yeah. The abilities that, you know, the boons that you're gonna get with this attack, I guess. Thief. Quickness Deadeye was significantly overtuned when it was introduced, but got brought down a bit too far from that point. Yeah, it was not good. This update increased a few tone-ups for the build's damage to hopefully bring it more in line with other options. Also, we made usability improvements to some traits in the critical strikes and daredevil specializations, along with some minor improvements to acrobatics. Double tap. Honestly, the fact that these abilities on Deadeye didn't pierce was unhinged. I don't know why. It's a fucking Deadeye, a sniper. Of course you should pierce. Tactical strike. This skill now dashes for 1 second instead of blinding when striking from the front. Increase the power of finishing from 1 to... You just do more damage on some of this ability. On sword, actually, which is kind of cool. Because I like sword. That's cool. Awesome. Shadow Portal. This skill no longer breaks stun. I don't... That's weird. I'm not sure if I like that. I like... That's kind of the point of the portal, you know, that you can use it. If you're stunned, you can reuse the portal. Maybe also by 2 OP and PB. Keen Observer reached the health threshold from 75 to 50% in PV only. Wing Fangs reached the health threshold from 90% to 15% in PV only. So I guess... this trait now gives base critical chance that is increased above the L threshold. Oh, so it made it so the crit chance is always there. And the crit damage in this particular, in Team Fangs, right? But the rest is what triggers in the health threshold. So it makes it a bit more consistent for things that are kind of important, like crit. It's very important to have it consistent. You don't want to have sometimes better crit chance, because you make your build about having 1% crit chance. Otherwise, it just doesn't do anything. Deadly Aim. This trait no longer reduces damage and increases damage from pistol and harpoon attacks by 10%. Ooh, pistol, Deadeye, and Daredevil coming back up. It was already pretty pog, and now it's gonna be even more pog. Even better. Ambiguous Recovery, this trait has been rewarded and ramed to pumping up. Roy made a few jokes about this one, guys. I'm just gonna say. Gain might when you dodge. Cool. They're really going for the whole, you dodge, you get some boon. I don't hate it. We'll see how it works, though. Upper hand, this trait now additionally restores initiative when you dodge. Another dodge attack. Another dodge one. Maybe they're doing a bit too much. I don't want every class to just be like, you just have to perma dodge. I hope that I like the idea of getting something with dodge, but just it should be situational. It shouldn't be like you want to do it all the time, right? Daredevil, Havoc Specialist. This trait now gives a flat damage bonus when your endurance is not full instead of scaling with remaining endurance. Yeah, because sometimes I think they said it's like sometimes you would have bigger. And you're like, fuck, I have bigger, I'm having to dodge all the fucking time, no! But in this case, it's gonna be a bit easier because, you know, as long as, you know, it's not completely full, you're gonna get the damage bonus anyways. Deadeye, stolen skills do more damage, which is good for, you know, way more, from 0.5 to 1.25. Absolutely insane. Because honestly, it did kind of feel bad sometimes when you use your stolen skills to give quickness, and it was like, well, you're wasting your time. You're not doing any damage. It feels bad. But now, not so much, which is actually kind of cool. Maybe it's going to be too spammy, and maybe stolen skills, honestly, maybe they shouldn't be the part when you give quickness, because, well, maybe stolen skills should be situational, but, I mean, I guess that's not the world we are right now. Reduce the counter recharge from 45 seconds to 25 seconds from Shadow Meld in PV only. 45 seconds, what too much. Probably good in PvP to be that, you know, long, but maybe not in PvE. One in chamber increases damage bonus from 10% to 25% in PvE only. So they just made that I do more damage now, because it was nerfed too much. A Mercy increases ammunition count from 1 to 2, same. Collateral damage increases damage conversion from 1.5 to 2.5. Warrior, dude, Warrior also got juiced because Rush will actually track moving targets better. Because holy fuck, you would rush and the Warrior would be like, oh, where the fuck do I have to go? It was so annoying as fuck. So now hopefully it works a bit better and it's not too bad. They also made MPP, Arson Slice, and 100 Blades a bit more damage. Because, well, I don't know, Spellburger wasn't really that useful right now in PvP, and Greatsword wasn't that good either. So now maybe it will be a bit more usable. And I really like that build, so I'm kind of happy about it. 100 Blades, you know, it's a big attack that you're literally stuck in the ground when you're doing it. Fuck, maybe it's a good idea to make it like it actually does some damage. Savage Leap. Ooh, this one is huge. Oh, wait, no, forget it. No, Savage Leap is what is something. It's a sword attack. I got distracted. I got memed. Is a sword too, right? Increase the power conversion from. Let me actually. Is it? I'm kind of. Ooh, is it actually? I don't wanna fuck it up. Final Thrust. Guild Wars 2. I'm pretty sure it's Savage Leap is sword 2. Savage Leap. I just wanna be, you know, you don't want to, you know, spread misinformation, guys. No, not Wing 2. Guild Wars 2. There we go. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, I was right. Pog. I'm so good at this. Feels good. Okay, there you go. Savage Leap. You just jump around. You do more damage now on PvP. Same for Final Thrust. You do more damage. Cool. And there is the cooldown from Savage Leap, so you can jump around up more. Yeah, good. People didn't use sword right now at all. Even on Condi Berserker, they would just use mace. So maybe this will make it so you actually change weapons a little bit for more mobility. Because honestly, mace being that stuck in the ground on Condi Warrior, even though the build is insane, kind of sucks a little bit. Last Stand increased the value vary from 1700 to 1900. So this one probably preparing for the staff wearer, so you have more barrier to give to people. Wild Blow, this skill is now unblockable. Oh, this is for Berserker. Wild Blow, this is now unblockable and inflicts daze instead of a knockdown. Increase the power efficient from 0.01 to 1.7 in PV. Holy shit, Wild Blow is gonna absolutely blast. It's gonna be insane amount of damage, dude. And it's not, yeah, it's unblockable, but at least it doesn't knock you down. If it was knock you down, it would be, I think, too much. But now it's only days and it's a big amount of damage. I think it's reasonable. It might be, I hope it's just, it is a big amount of damage there. I hope it just doesn't one-shot everyone. Slicing Maelstrom, also, yeah, Slicing Maelstrom increase the power efficiency from, yeah, they're just making the, you know, the abilities a bit more powerful in PvP, so you actually go for Berserker, and not only Condi Berserker, for other builds as well from other weapons. I think it makes sense. I think it makes sense. We'll see how this changes, right? We'll see how this changes. And of course, I'll make another video soon about the actual changes on the weapons and the new weapons. We have a lot of footage there, so I'll upload that very, very soon, because I have to go through the board and look at everything. But thank you very much for watching and subscribe to the channel. See you guys around. Love you all. Bye bye.